They call it the Ocean State, but beneath the postcard-perfect beaches lies a story most people never hear: why so few actually choose to live here. Sky-high costs, bitter winters, crumbling roads, and an exodus of young talent are just the beginning of Rhode Island's hidden struggles. Today, we're diving into the 8 powerful reasons this tiny state is shrinking in silence. Stick with me, because some of these truths will surprise you. But before we start, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're pulling back the curtain, and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's dive in. For many residents, Rhode Island's cost of living feels like living in a big coastal city. Without the perks of actually being one, housing prices are especially tough. In 2023, the median home price in Rhode Island was around $435,000, well above the national median of roughly $412,000. Renters don't fare much better. The average 2-bedroom apartment costs over $1,700 per month, pricing out many young professionals. Energy costs are also among the highest in the nation, partly due to limited natural resources and reliance on imported energy. Groceries and utilities rank above average too. While Rhode Island isn't New York or California, the state often ranks in the top 15 most expensive places to live in America. Combine this with relatively modest salaries, the median household income sits at about $81,000, barely keeping pace with costs, and it's clear why affordability remains one of the biggest reasons people leave. Rhode Island may boast beautiful summers on the beach, but winters here can feel punishing. Average January temperatures often dip into the 20s Fahrenheit, and the state averages about 35–40 inches of snow per year. Nor'easters can knock out power, close schools, and bring life to a standstill. Coastal flooding is another growing concern. Rising sea levels in Narragansett Bay mean that storm surges have become more destructive, especially in low-lying neighborhoods. Climate change adds another layer of unpredictability, with wetter springs and hotter, more humid summers than in past decades. For families looking for stability, or retirees hoping for easy living, the extremes can feel overwhelming. Unlike larger New England states that offer ski resorts or expansive winter recreation, Rhode Island has limited outlets to make the cold enjoyable. Instead, the harsh weather is often viewed as another reason to pack up and head south to warmer, sunnier states. While Rhode Island has strengths in healthcare, education, and small business, the job market overall is limited compared to neighboring Massachusetts or Connecticut. The unemployment rate in Rhode Island hovers above the national average more often than not. In fact, during the past decade, the state frequently ranked in the bottom third nationally for employment growth. Many college graduates head north to Boston, where opportunities in tech, biotech, and finance are far more abundant. Even in traditional industries like manufacturing, Rhode Island has seen a steady decline. Small businesses dominate the economy, but they can't always provide competitive wages or career advancement. This creates a frustrating cycle. Young talent leaves, which weakens the workforce, which in turn discourages new companies from setting up shop. For people chasing upward mobility, Rhode Island often feels like a stepping stone rather than a long-term destination to build a career. Taxes in Rhode Island are notoriously steep. The state consistently ranks among the top 10 highest in overall tax burden. Property taxes are especially painful. Homeowners pay an average effective rate of 1.43% higher than the national average. On a $400,000 home, that's nearly $5,700 a year just in property taxes. Add to that one of the highest gas taxes in the region, at over 34 cents per gallon, and everyday living becomes expensive fast. Retirees also feel the pinch. While some retirement income is exempt, Social Security benefits are only partially excluded, which drives many seniors to tax-friendly states like Florida. For working families, state income taxes range from 3.75% to 5.99%, eating into already stretched budgets. When you combine high housing costs with a heavy tax burden, Rhode Island often feels like you're paying premium prices without getting the same opportunities or amenities larger states provide. Now, I've got to stop here and ask you, what do you think so far? Are these reasons lining up with your experience, or do you see Rhode Island in a different light? I'd love to hear your perspective down in the comments. Is it the cost of living, the weather, or something else entirely that you think drives people away? And while you're sharing your thoughts, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Your feedback not only helps me shape future deep dives, but it also tells me what states or topics you'd love to explore next. For such a small state, Rhode Island struggles with a big problem. People just aren't moving in, and many who grow up here end up leaving. The state's population sits at about 1.097 million, making it the 7th least populous state in America. Despite its historic charm and coastal beauty, Rhode Island has experienced stagnation for decades, and projections don't look much better. According to Pew Research, Rhode Island is one of only 8 states expected to lose population throughout the 2020s, and the trend is likely to continue into the 2030s. A shrinking or stagnant population often means fewer opportunities, a smaller tax base, and reduced economic growth, which can discourage businesses from investing locally. For young people, that translates into fewer career paths, while for families, it means limited upward mobility. In other words, Rhode Island risks becoming a place people remember fondly, but don't choose to stay. Rhode Island's charm lies in its size. It's quaint, historic, and easy to drive across in under an hour. But that smallness also comes with limitations. At just over 1,200 square miles, Rhode Island is the tiniest state in the U.S., which means limited land, fewer urban centers, and a smaller overall economy. Unlike nearby Massachusetts with Boston or Connecticut with proximity to New York, Rhode Island lacks a major metropolitan hub to attract global companies. Culturally, the small size can make the state feel insular. Newcomers sometimes describe Rhode Island as a place where everyone knows everyone, which can be challenging for outsiders trying to integrate socially or professionally. For ambitious individuals looking for diversity, nightlife, or major city energy, Rhode Island often comes up short. The very thing that makes it unique, its compactness, can also make it feel confining, especially for younger generations hungry for broader horizons. For a state nicknamed the Ocean State, Rhode Island's infrastructure has been anything but smooth sailing. The American Society of Civil Engineers recently graded Rhode Island's roads and bridges poorly, with more than 20% of bridges considered structurally deficient, the highest percentage in the nation. Commuters often deal with crumbling highways, pothole-ridden side streets, and limited public transit options. The Rhode Island Public Transit Authority runs buses statewide, but coverage is spotty, and service frequency lags behind larger metropolitan areas. Rail options are limited too. While Amtrak runs through Providence, regional connections can be slow or unreliable. For residents, this means longer commutes, higher car maintenance costs, and fewer options for getting around without driving. In a modern economy where infrastructure attracts business investment, Rhode Island's ongoing struggles in this department make it less competitive, and for everyday people, it adds another layer of frustration to daily life. Perhaps one of the most worrying trends is Rhode Island's ongoing brain drain. Each year, thousands of students attend great local institutions like Brown University or the Rhode Island School of Design, but a majority leave after graduation. Studies show that more than 50% of college graduates in Rhode Island relocate out of state within 5 years. The reasons are tied to job opportunities, cost of living, and the allure of nearby hubs like Boston or New York City. This exodus means the state invests heavily in educating young people, only to see that talent benefit neighboring economies. For families, the result is a lack of generational continuity. Kids grow up, get educated, and move away, leaving behind aging populations. Over time, this cycle weakens the workforce, diminishes innovation, and makes it harder for Rhode Island to reinvent itself. Without change, the brain drain could accelerate population decline further. So there you have it, the 8 reasons why Rhode Island, despite its beauty and history, struggles to keep people calling it home. For some, it's the taxes. For others, it's the job market or the relentless winters. Whatever the reason, the state's challenges reveal just how fragile a community can be when opportunity fades. If you found this video eye-opening, remember to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who'd love this kind of content. Until next time, thanks for watching, and stay curious.